Welcome. I'm Susan Young, Mindful Life Coaching, and today we're talking about radical acceptance and compassion. And there's two parts as you sit here listening, whether you're live here with me or whether you're listening to the recording, a sense of yourself as being here with all of you. And the teachers say that there's two parts to radical acceptance. Two parts: seeing clearly what is occurring inside our body, seeing clearly what is inside our thoughts and emotions, moment to moment as they emerge. So becoming more conscious in this moment. What are you becoming perhaps a little more subtly aware of within the body, within the thoughts, within the emotions? And then secondly, two parts: become more aware of it and then hold all of that in acceptance and compassion. So by using our focused breathing, deepening into the body and expanding so that we feel maybe a little bit more relaxed or at ease, perhaps a little more spacious in our awareness. It builds our capacity, right, to see clearly what is occurring in this present moment. So use this moment right here as your practice. What is emerging? Can I hold it in compassion? And of course, we notice, I'm sure all the same as me, our constant worrying, fretting, anxiety, perhaps strong emotions, fear, regret. And that, of course, we're going to talk more next week about the default mode network and lay the base for the task processing network. When we are consciously aware of these things, that's the default mode network of our brain. And I saved the picture that I'm going to be sharing more with you. Here we go. So you can see here, I can make this bigger. When we talk about sitting in present in the default mode network, we're thinking of, so this is the back of the brain where it says posterior, this is the back and this is the front. And this green part, the medial prefrontal cortex, is the part that lights up along with the posterior cingulate. So these two areas, and this is another way of looking at them from more on top. The medial prefrontal cortex is the part that lights up when they do testing on the brain. And if we think of when we're coming into a deeper radical acceptance of ourselves, we might also want to, you might not want to, hold in awareness what parts of the brain light up. The default mode network is the part of ourselves when we're just allowing whatever to emerge, right? So you're having a thought about this, a feeling about that, the body, for me, the knees trying to pay attention to how I'm sitting so my neck isn't in a kind of flexion or, and how my shoulders are, what's going on, with my body. What are the thoughts coming forward? Is this too much info? We said we were good. So I'm kind of aware of that. The emotions, holding Allison in our hearts, all those elements are emerging right now. So can we see what's emerging, knowing that that part of our brain lights up at the same time as we're integrating a deeper sense of presencing to ourselves? If this doesn't make sense to you, if you're like, I don't care how the brain lights up, just let it go. You don't have to learn. Part of this is the neuroscience, right? That we get to learn a little bit more about, because we can keep changing that. So part of as we come into a deeper awareness, a more subtle, perhaps, attunement of what we're actually thinking and feeling in the body, We get to live more in an embodied state and tune in more to what the emotions are that are emerging, and then balancing that with increased acceptance and compassion for ourselves as humans. It is helpful for me, and I'm hoping for you too, to lean into when things get intense. So it's an offering to check in with. So I'm going to pause.